So initially in the early COVID period where education literally grind to a halt, it was quite difficult. With this virtual learning made, there are obviously pros and cons. The pros of it really is that it increases the chances of having education still going on. It took a bit of getting used to, but I think overall it's a very positive experience. It also therefore allows people to attend meetings from anywhere, literally. You don't have to gather at a certain spot. It makes going meeting to meeting and learning to learning it a lot more simpler. In Asia alone, there's actually more than 50 countries, and they are all of varying social structures and varying economies. As a result of that, some of these hospitals, rural areas, they may even have lots of issues traveling out of where they are from in order to get to the city area. So you can imagine that trying to travel to Europe, for example, or to the US is extremely difficult, not to mention the financial strain that actually comes as well. Because with some of these not so advanced, financially stable countries, it is very difficult for them to obtain the appropriate funds. So you can imagine that traveling to Europe would be a totally different level of difficulty. So for sure, having this virtual space that is attainable becomes very valuable and definitely very helpful. To be honest, I think that virtual meetings are going to be here to stay because it has really transformed the way we have worked. And in fact, in certain instances, it has perhaps made us even more efficient because you literally can jump from one meeting to the other almost seamlessly. And it allows you to even congregate people from different countries. However, having said that, personally, I prefer a more personable approach. And definitely when you lack this physical face-to-face contact, you also cannot be certain that the message that you're trying to convey in a meeting gets to everybody in the way that you had intended. At the same time, the level of participation is also very different. And with the video screen off, you really don't know whether how much is being taken away by the participant or whether even anything is being taken away by the participant at all. Somehow, when you communicate through a computer screen, there is just lack of human interaction that takes away that additional bit of education, interaction, communication. It just cannot be replaced. So I do think that we will probably end up having somewhat of a hybrid. Perhaps some of the more important, huge sessions can be conducted via a virtual space, but more personable, smaller group is like a preceptorship or sharing of anecdotal experiences, trying to pass on what you have learned as an oncologist to a more junior group. Those, I think you still require that face-to-face interaction.